Hello friends, once again I am with a new video in the series of overhead variances, and this is the last video of your syllabus, and it includes sales variances. Sales variances is the last topic of your syllabus, Sakaljan Patel University. So in the sales variances we will discuss calculation of the sales variances on the basis of selling price and on the basis of profit margins. So there are two kinds of sales variances, and sales variances can be calculated in two different ways that we will discuss in this video. So let's start. Standard costing sales variances. So you can download the file from my blogger drhdbblogspot.com. So let's start the discussion on sales variances. Sales variances નું ડિસ્કશન આપણે શરૂ કરીએ. બહુ જ ઇઝી ટોપિક છે અને ખાસ કરીને જે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ એકાઉન્ટન્સીમાં પુઅર હોય એમના માટે એકદમ ઇઝી ટોપિક્સ અને ઇઝીલી સેલ્સ વેરિયન્સીસને ગણી શકાય છે અને સ્કોરિંગ ટોપિક કહી શકાય. તો બહુ ધ્યાનથી વિડીયોને જોઈશું એન્ડ સુધી, અને વારંવાર જ્યારે જ્યારે એક્ઝામ આવે ત્યારે ત્યારે તમે આ વિડીયોને જોઈને સેલ્સ વેરિયન્સીસને ફરીથી તાજું કરી શકો છો. તો આ તમારા માટે લોંગ ટાઈમ ઓર એવરી ટાઈમ લર્નિંગ માટેનો એક સોર્સ બની રહેશે. સો લેટ્સ સ્ટાર્ટ sales variances. As I said that sales variances are two types, classified into two categories on the basis of price and on the basis of profit. Okay, so first we start with the sales variances on the basis of price. So maximum 5 sales variance can be calculated, and the pattern is same as material variances and labor variances. So these are the 5 maximum possible sales variances, or if it is depend on the situation, minimum 3 and maximum 5 variances are possible. Sales value variance, sales price variance, sales volume variance, sales mix variance, and sales sub volume variance. So these are the 5 variances. Total of sales price and sales volume is equal to sales value, and total of sales mix and sales sub volume is equal to sales volume. That this fundamental you already known, already we have discussed in the material and labor variances, so this is not new thing for you. Okay, so let's start with the formulas. Okay, and I have already shared this material to you on my blogger, as well as this all materials are available in your books. You can prepare the formula from it. Okay, so the first formula is actual sales value minus standard sales value. Okay, how it is to be calculated? Actual sales quantity into the actual sales price minus standard sales quantity into standard selling price. So in short form we can write ASQ into ASP minus SSQ into SSP. Okay, SSP means sales standard sales price, and ASQ means actual sales quantity, so that you know very well. Okay, so this is the simple formula of the first variance, main variance of sales, that is sales value variance. Okay, now second is sales price variance, actual sales quantity into bracket actual sales price minus standard sales price. Here the most important thing is actual is put first in the bracket and then after standard. Normally in the cost variances, standards are put first and then after actual. Otherwise the formulas are same as the material variance and labor variances. If you are able to remember that formula, this formula is also can be remember very easily. જો તમને મટીરિયલ અને લેબરના ફોર્મ્યુલા ઇઝીલી તૈયાર થઈ જતા હોય તો આ પણ ફોર્મ્યુલા બહુ ઇઝીલી યાદ રાખી શકાય એમ છે. એક ખાસ વાત જે ધ્યાન રાખવાની જેવી કીધી કે एक्चुअल પહેલાં આવશે બ્રેકેટની અંદર અને સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ પછી આવશે. કોસ્ટિંગની અંદર સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ પહેલાં આવે છે. સો સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ ઇઝ કમ્પેર વિથ ધી एक्चुअल. હિયર एक्चुअल ઇઝ કમ્પેર્ડ વિથ ધી standard because it's a income variance, or it is sales variance. Sales is our income and cost variance is expenditure variance, so obviously it is opposite of the costing variances. Now next is sales volume variance, just like a material uses variance. So sales standard sales price into bracket actual sales quantity minus standard sales quantity, or the short format is given here. Okay, then after mix variance, as you know that how the mix, when the mix variance is arrives is required to be calculated when more than one kind of product you are selling, then and then, otherwise there is no any questions of mix. Okay, so if more than one product are sold, then and then this mix variances are possible. And the basic fundamental is same as material and labor. If total quantities of standard and actuals are same, and if total total and actual total of actual mix and standard mix are not same. Okay, if same, then no revised is required, or if not same, then revised quantity is required. The basic fundamental, as we discussed in material and labor, the same is applicable here. Okay, so if it is if the total actual mix and total standard mix are same, then volume variance is sales mix variance. Means volume variance is itself a sales mix variance, so need not to give the separate formula. If it is not same, then volume variance is calculate standard sales price into bracket sales mix variance is calculate standard selling price into bracket actual sales quantity minus revised sales quantity. And revised sales quantity means conversion of total actual sales into standard proportion. Okay, standard proportion. Okay, so and the sales sub volume variances, if sales volume mix variance is calculated on the basis of revised quantity, then and then this variance is arise to complete the verification. Okay, so the sub volume variance, standard sales price into bracket revised standard quantity minus standard sales quantity. Okay, so these are the formula, 5 formulas of the sales variances. And let's see the example. This is example number 1. Okay, so here standard quantity of sales is given, standard selling price is given, actual sales quantity is given, and actual selling price is given. Very simple example here. There is no mix, and if no mix, then no mix variances comes. Only 3 variants are possible here. That is sales total sales value variance, then after sales price variance, and sales volume variance. These 3 variants are possible. So these are the calculations. Sales value variance is equal to actual sales quantity into actual selling price minus standard sales quantity into standard selling price, and then put the formula values in the formula, and you can find out your answer. 640 adverse. Now sales price variance, actual quantity into bracket actual selling price minus standard selling price. Okay, and the answer is 320. And in the same way, sales volume variance. Okay, the basic fundamental is just like a material variance and labor variance, so it is not need to discuss it again. You can see my previous videos of the material variance and labor variance. All that things are discussed there. Okay, very easily can be understand. And 960 adverse. The total of this 380 320 favorable and 960 adverse is equal to 640 adverse. Here adverse means minus, negative, and favorable means positive, plus. Okay, so this is the verification. Very simple example we calculate here. Okay, now next is when the more than one quantities are sold. So in this situation you can see total actual quantity 1600 and total standard quantities are 1600. Both are same. If totals are same, then we need not to calculate revised quantity. Mind well, હાથ ધ્યાન રાખજો. 1600 અને 1600 બંને સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ અને એક્ચ્યુઅલમાં ટોટલ સેમ આપ્યું છે એટલા માટે રિવાઇઝની જરૂર પડશે નહીં. તો અહીંયા પણ મેક્સિમમ કેટલા વેરિયન્સ ગણી શકાય છે? 3 જ વેરિયન્સ ગણી શકાશે. સેલ્સ વેલ્યુ, સેલ્સ પ્રાઇસ એન્ડ સેલ્સ વોલ્યુમ. Very simple. Okay, so let's see. First, sales value variance, actual standard quantity into standard price, and standard sales quantity into standard sales price. Okay, and the sales values are directly compared because already multiplication is given there. Okay, so 3600 favorable in case of A, and in case of B, then total is 200 favorable. Same sales price variance and the total. Mind well, you must be calculate the variances of A and B simultaneously, and then make the total of both. that will consider as the total variance. So sales value variance, sales price variance, you can see okay how I put the values in the formula. Okay, 800 favorable, the second price variance is, and third is sales volume variance, standard sales price into actual sales quantity minus standard sales quantity. Okay, and put the values in the formula that you have already. Okay, and you must, while you seeing this video, mind well, you must have the hard copy of the ppts that I have already shared on my blogger. Okay, download it and put it in your hand. Okay, and then try to understand it. Easily can be understand, and very easily we can calculate this sales variance when the quantities are same. In that case, no need to calculate revised quantity, and only three variants are possible. But if quantities are not same, so let's take the one another example where quantities are same. In that case, there are total 5 sales variances are possible, and you need to calculate revised sales quantity. So how this revised sales quantity can be calculated, let's see. This is the example here. Total of standard quantity sold is 4000 and actual quantity sold is 4400. So totals are not same, as well as the proportion is also not same, and in this case you need to calculate revised quantity. So revised quantity means conversion of actual quantity into standard proportion. So this actual quantity 4500 is revised. Okay, that is distributed in the proportion of 18 is to 10 is to 12, or that means 9 is to 5 is to 6. Okay, in standard proportion. If 4000 then 1800 then 1000 to if 4000 then 1800 then 4500 to how much. So in this proportion you can convert this total actual quantity into the standard proportion. So let's be having some calculation. You can use this formula also, total actual quantity into standard quantity divided by total standard quantity, and this is the calculation of x, y and z, how we convert into a revised quantity. Okay, and then after there are five formulas and 5 variances are possible. Sales value variance, total sales value minus actual sales value minus standard sales value. Then price variance, as we calculated in the last example. Okay, put the values in formula and make the total of x, y and z. In the same way, calculate volume variance. And then after mix variance, here in mix variance you might must consider, you must observe that we will use the revised quantity. Okay, which revised quantity? That we have calculated here in this way. Okay, so this revised quantity is used in this formula. Okay, and then this answer is 25 adverse. Okay, so if mix variance is 25 adverse and 5900 is volume variance favorable. Okay, so the cell's sub volume variance is 5925 favorable. Okay, so let's see. This is okay, and we have already discussed the formula. I have just put the formula values in the formula, and the answer is available. And then after this is the verification. Okay, and it is compulsory to show the verification with your answer. Okay, so this is all about the sales variances. Sales variance is almost over. Okay, one more thing is that, as you know, that sales variances are calculated in two different way. So another way is, instead of price we will consider standard profit. So standard profit is per unit is given in the example. The standard, instead of price, okay, now we will consider standard profit per unit. Okay, other fundamentals are remain same and calculations are remain same. So the next is profit based sales margin variance. So total sales margin variance, sales margin price variance, volume variance, mix variance and sub volume variance. These are the same as the sales price variances. Instead of price, you just require to take standard profit. per unit. Standard price per unit is replaced by standard profit per unit. Other fundamentals are remain same, formulas are remain same. You can say here actual profit minus budgeted profit, how it is to be calculated, actual selling quantity into actual profit, and here AP means actual profit per unit and SP means standard profit per unit. So the same as the above formulas, okay, and when revise is required, that also is remain same. So this is all about your sales variances. Your sales variances is over here, and overall your unit number 4 overhead variances are completed here. Okay, so see this video again and again. Okay, and at the time of examination you can observe this video. Okay, this will might be helpful to you. Okay, તમને ખૂબ જ ઉપયોગી નીવડશે. વારંવાર આ વિડીયોને જુઓ, એવા એક્ઝામ્પલ વારંવાર ગણવાની પ્રેક્ટિસ કરો. જેટલી પ્રેક્ટિસ વધારે કરશો એટલું સારું રિઝલ્ટ આવશે, એટલું સારી ખબર પડશે અને યાદ પણ રહેશે. ઓકે, સો વિડીયો ગમ્યો હોય તો વિડીયોને લાઇક કરવાનું અને ચેનલને સબસ્ક્રાઈબ કરવાની, બરાબર. બેલ આઇકન પણ દબાવવાનું, જેથી કરીને તમને નેક્સ્ટમાં પણ આવા વિડીયો જેટલા આપણે બનાવીએ એ પણ તમારા સુધી પહોંચી શકે, એની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન તમને મળી શકે. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ. ઓકે, stay home, be safe, okay, and learn with me. Okay, and if you having any query, you can write that query in the comment box, or either you can mail me, you can WhatsApp me, you can phone me. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye. And now I am going to close this video.